Hi, I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Emily.
This is Awakening Wild Hearts podcast.
Awakening Wild Hearts is a podcast about finding freedom, courage, and connection as we dive headfirst into learning to hunt.
We share our stories as two women learning the skills, facing the challenges, and laughing our way through the wild. And here we go. Hi, I'm Jen.
And I'm Emily.
This is Awakening Wild Hearts podcast. On our last episode, talked about our first hunt together, and one thing we didn't allude to in that last episode was that on our way home, Emily found out about the most amazing opportunity I think women have in this industry to learn how to hunt. We're driving home and
we finally get to service.
Yes.
Because we were out of service. And there's a missed call, a voicemail, a text message, and an email from Renee Thornton, who founded and runs the Wild Sheep Foundation's Women Hunt Program, which I had applied to twice. This was my second year applying, and I got rejected the first year. And so since she left so many messages, I was like, oh my God, I think this is good news, right?
So that program, what they do is they take applicants. It's like a scholarship program, effectively, to bring 12 applicants to teach them basically field to table how to hunt. They provide you with everything, right?
Yeah, we only have to get our plane tickets to the ranch, the FTW ranch in Texas, and then they provide everything else. It's incredible.
And what an amazing opportunity for, I think I was more excited than you were when you found out the new one. I do.
I'm so glad you were there. I think you recorded me.
I did. Yeah. I did. I was like, just her face, hearing about the news. But you applied 1 year and you didn't get it. You got it the second year. Talk about what the application process, like, how did you actually find out about the program itself? Yeah.
So 2 years ago, the year that I decided to learn to hunt, my sister, both my sisters are so supportive, but one of them had a friend who had heard about it and told my sister, and my sister told me. So it was just through word of mouth. But when I found out, I know I'm such a crybaby, but I was so emotional because I thought, oh my God, yes, like somebody realizes that learning to hunt as a female when you're not around any hunters is difficult. And they created this program to bring in women who will learn and then engage and empower and inspire other women and other up-and-coming hunters to do the same thing. And the first year I applied, I was so new to the hunting world, and I was so sad when I didn't get it because I thought, this is how I'm going to do it. I think that was a really good thing because I definitely appreciated what I was given so much more. That's how I found out, and that's what it was about. And it was so much more than I thought it was. It was so incredible. So we can talk about it. But you're going to apply.
I am.
Yeah.
So it's the Wild Sheep Foundation, but it's like they have an organization called Women Hunt.
Yes.
That's correct?
Yes.
And so do you go to the Wild Sheep Foundation to access the application, or does the Women Hunt have their own?
Yeah, go to the webpage for the Wild Sheep Foundation, and you'll see Women Hunt program there. And the applications open up in May and are open through the entire month of May. It's a essay application, and they don't know any specifics except that you're a biological female. They don't know race, income, age, any of it. So it's like they are just looking to find women who they think will be conservationists, advocates, evangelists even, for hunting. And I learned so much. So I guess I'll tell you, it started with Zoom meetings. That's the first time that I had met all the women who were picked this year. It was a lot of information, but it was so exciting to all of a sudden be on a screen of 12 women and knowing, like, these are my new hunting friends. And
I love that for you.
Yeah. And I think, and they'll be your friends. because I think it's just a sisterhood in the hunting world. And I think their hunting friends will be my friends too. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm so excited to, well, hopefully I get
I know. I
it.
know. And we could talk about that,
Yes,
like just
yes.
maybe what specifically what I think they're looking for. But anyway, instantly having 12 female friends, and the only thing that would prevent us from maybe hunting together would be location. There are three or four in Canada, so that might be a little bit more difficult. But the closest ones are California, Oregon, and Utah for me. But I love them all. So
So cool.
yeah. And they taught us so much about different models of conservation. And one in particular that, I had so many misconceptions about were hunting large fauna in Africa, and how I've probably, like a lot of people, have seen pictures on social media of people like standing proud over an animal that's like an endangered species, and they've killed it, and you're like, fuck. It just doesn't. Yeah, yeah. Like, are we trying to save those? And actually, how hunting has helped to save those animals in the different countries in Africa, and kind of the colonialism behind so many people, Americans, Europeans, and the like, who are opposed to that, and they don't want Africans. And there's, so many countries to do that, which is so funny because it's like here it is again. Like, a bunch of white people telling the Africans how to take care of their stuff, and they're like, this is what. Anyway, so that was like one of the things, and just how North America has protected their animals, and how before these conservation practices were put in, how so many animals here were almost wiped out. And the amazing thing is, if you ask most hunters, how different populations are doing, they know different populations of wild animals versus somebody who likes to go hiking, they might not know, you know?
That
So
used to be me. I mean, I just was hiking all the time, not really aware of what the wild world and how animals were affecting our ecosystem.
yes,
I knew that hunting in itself was a way for us to control the populations and make sure, that they're in balance. And so, but I wasn't as connected to what that actually is, the information that's there. And I think that where we need to be conscious of all of the ecosystem that we live in. So I think it's really amazing that this program helped educate the women that were involved in it, and they advocate for that as a whole.
totally. Yeah, me too. And then just the setting of it being all women, all of us flying to Texas in November, going to the FTW ranch for our rifle training, for training to hunt, learning more, and then the field to fork aspect. Like, having that structured mentorship was incredible. I realized that here, weaving my way through the hunting community, and even smaller, the bow hunting community, how small it seemed, and how I tried to kind of cater to everyone I encountered because I wanted to be included. And then going to Texas and being around hunters who all they want to do is see you succeed, lift you up, teach you the ethics of hunting, like the importance of it, the reverence for the animals, just all of it. Whew. I was able to realize different people that I had encountered who were like kind of the good ones, and who I didn't need to pay any more attention to because they aren't about lifting other people up. That was so huge. I just felt so empowered. Man, I felt so empowered. So,
So with this program, I think that we should highlight what they like. There's many different sponsors that help bring this whole thing together, and like you're not just out there and doing a hunt and then going home and not having equipment, and they they set you up so that you can do this,
oh my
right?
God, so generous. And again. I am such a crier. And so we came in to our first morning at the ranch, and they had duffel bags just completely full of everything that we needed to it's such an expensive, can be such an expensive endeavor. So it was like, hiking boots and hiking socks and our pants and our tops and our jackets and our binos. And I mean, just the list goes on and on. And it was just so overwhelming because the year before and the year leading up to it, just trying to figure out like, okay, what do I need to spend money on? What can I afford? All of that. It just adds up. And I felt like probably how those people felt on Oprah when she like and stuff.
I love that.
You get a backpack and
Yeah, I mean,
so I mean the sponsors were just so incredibly generous and so many behind the scenes. Like there's like a private sponsor who paid for our hunting licenses, and the man who owns the ranch that he allowed us to use his ranch and all of his guides and they fed us, and I mean just everything. It's just I have so much gratitude, and wherever I will help them, and it worked. Like I'm I'm so pro all of it, and I really hope what learning more. I really hope groups can come together that really want the same thing. As a past vegetarian for almost my entire life, I really care about treating animals ethically. And so I can't really speak to a lot of vegetarians and meat eaters or vegetarians and vegans. Like at some point you just can't be swayed. But for meat eaters out there, like really, I believe the most ethical, sustainable way to get your meat is through hunting. And so even if you don't do that, you should support it, because not only does it do that, but it protects our wild spaces, which we all humans, I think, want. There's just these weird misconceptions. So we can unite different groups that seem to be at odds together, to like they may not want to kill a deer, but in killing one deer, you're saving the whole herd, basically.
well, I mean, in headline news right now, they're talking about that island,
Catalina
Island with an overpopulation of deer and how they're just going to go in and do these mass killings just to bring the population down. There are people out there that are advocating for more structured hunting practices and not just going and killing everything down. But that's like a modern time example of why it matters that we
come together.
Yeah, do come together, take stock of what the stock is
Yes.
out there.
Yes.
And, just ensure that the herds are healthy.
Yes.
And
how about let's not have politicians who have no idea about our wild spaces making decisions about them.
yes,
Or even, any of it.
we can go down a whole other episode just about that, but we're not going to.
We're not going to talk about those
full in. But
fuck
it
faces
is
today.
just there's a lot of different variables to the sport, and being so new into it, just getting the basics down of what Emily learned.
I got learned. This is a house of learned doctors.
There is a lot to it, and for me, the reverence behind it is very important. There's definitely people out there that don't carry that kind of same. I think most hunters do. Like they do recognize that that's why they're out there, is to not only feed their families, but they do recognize that they're helping the land as a whole.
Yes. Something else too, they talked about trophy hunting. And just like the name is kind of screwed up. But if you had asked me before about trophy hunting, I'd be like, that's fucked. You're just going to kill something because it's got a big rack. It's not just about that. And I mean, we kill does, and I'm having her hide turned into a pillow. That's a trophy. Yes, meat was my number one reason for doing it. Trophy hunters a lot of times are taking out animals that are too old to breed.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
You just taught me something.
Yeah. I know.
Awesome.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And in all the states, and they have like varying rules about it or laws, whatever, you have to take the meat. You know, there's only certain, they'll only allow you to leave certain parts. So it's not like you literally can just kill something and not, you know, and just cut off its head and you're like, I'm good. Yeah. And then, like, you know, that applies to the African hunting too. So people go, they pay to hunt. If you want to take the body parts back, you actually have to pay more. And all the meat is given to the people from that land. So you don't even get that. It's really cool. And all that money really does go to making sure those animals are protected. It's a huge industry for them, but it's not like a terribly cruel industry. It saves all those beautiful animals.
Reno, Nevada hosts the sheep show a sheep show. The Wild Sheep Foundation puts on a huge convention here. Emily and I both attended
Yeah, for the first time.
for the first time, and I've heard about it since I lived here, and I was like, I don't know, I guess maybe it's red sheep. I don't know what it's about.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
but
it sounds weird,
not.
actually.
Yeah,
Is it like 4-H? Like
yeah.
a sheep show?
I was there with the Nevada Bow Hunters Association, and we had a booth over with the kids section, which they're teaching our youth about conservation and skills, and so it was really amazing to see so many kids and their enthusiasm behind that. We had a lot of people coming up to our booth, specifically women, that were very curious about how they get involved. Like they're kind of like Emily and I. Like we didn't know where to really start, and I had one specific woman who I talked to for a while. She also wants to get into archery and have that be her weapon of choice. Her husband kind of stepped away with the kids, and she was like, I just really want a group of women
Yes.
to be with to learn this from.
Yes.
And it's really, I think that since we started this podcast, more and more women are coming to us about the same thing. And so I really love that there are programs out there that we can step into, but how do we start taking and creating? I really feel like we're going to end up going down this route is creating a club, a women's hunting
Yes.
club that will help us kind of, as we talked on before, be in an environment where we feel that we're going to be educated and how do I want to say that?
We don't have to prove ourselves.
Thank
We're
you.
just open to being able to learn. There's no proving our words or our physicality or just any of it. It's just a completely safe environment to learn. And of course, then there's no like dynamics of all the things that go with it when you're a female hanging out with a bunch of dudes.
Yeah. I mean, we've had some of our people in the archery world that have witnessed how we've been treated that are men that have said, well, I didn't realize how bad it was until we saw it like real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, well, unfortunately, this is almost something that women experience in many aspects of, especially when it's more male dominated. Hunting is kind of considered a sport, but
Yes.
I consider it a birthright more
Yeah.
than anything else,
Agreed.
Yeah.
I love that. It is a birthright.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
So-
land is our birthright.
Yes. And so how do we come together as women, support each other? That's what I love about starting this podcast and just having more awareness that we're not the only ones. And there are people out there that want to step into it and they just don't, there's just this part of them that feels like they can't.
Julie Gabrielson, who lives in Elko. I wish she lived here because she was one of the women that I put on my essay as someone who inspires me. I met her at my first indoor shoot, and she's an archer. I mean, she hunts both ways, but just archery now, I think. And she works for the Department of Wildlife, and she is a wealth of knowledge. And she was the one who said, a successful hunt does not mean you kill an animal. What is she talking about? But I understand what she's talking about. I think you do too now after our experience. But we need to find more women like that who are available to educate. And she's just 6 hours away or however far Elko is, 5.5, whatever it is. But we're going to have her on the podcast.
Yes, we are. I'm so excited. She's
Oh my
so
gosh.
amazing.
She's so amazing. Yeah. But as you and I learn more, we'll be able to get the right mix together, the group together. I wish we were able to teach others, but we could just teach each other as others, what we learn as we go, which I think is also important.
This is why we're doing the podcast. We're
Exactly.
sharing what knowledge we're bringing in.
The path that's not well charted.
I guess coming forward, this is what we're hoping to share with all of you is as we're learning, we're gonna share it and spread our knowledge, and hopefully this can be a point of education. I remember you being on your hunt and while you were in Texas, and I'm watching all the Instagram reels come on, and you texting me when you could, and it was just like so inspiring. And women that you were with, they each had such amazing backgrounds and stories to share. I feel like there's so much diversity in how that group came together. And did you just feel like you all vibed really well?
Oh my God, I felt like that too. I love them so much. And I'm so glad you got to meet some of them. Yes. Just shout out to Jelena, who listened to one of our last podcasts, and she shared a product that is easy to pee in or with when we're in a blind. So we could share that later. But thank you, Jelena.
Maybe we'll a link to that product.
Okay, yeah. Jelena has shared with us how we can pee, and she keeps them in her car. I think in case she gets like stuck over the pass, she could just pee.
That's so smart.
I know, it's so smart.
I'm gonna buy 20 of
them. They might come in 20 packs.
They might. What was one of the biggest things that you took away from your journey in the women's hunting program that you Texas?
The whole process of learning to hunt has been empowering, but that made it like just tenfold. Jana Blair was there. Jenna Waller Blair Bear.
So for people who don't know who she is,
she has a hunting show called Skullbound, and I think she's had it for over a decade. It's now on YouTube, so you should subscribe to it. But she's just this beautiful soul, and physically beautiful. She's just this wealth of knowledge, and she was so forthcoming to just share just all of it with us. Man, she was cool. Julie and Renee also. But Jana, she was like an automatic sister also. Just like, here's how I learned to hunt. Here are different things that I've encountered. And you could ask her anything. She just wanted everyone to succeed. She's just such a real person. Just wonderful. God, I'm so lucky. So feeling like someone like that is in my corner, that was so empowering. Yes. So I have a friend who's a badass.
Nice.
Yeah. Who's like killed bears and cougars and mountain goats and wild sheep and everything, with everything. She's archer and I'm sure muzzleloader and, shotgun and rifle, and she's just fucking cool.
So that I want to clarify that the hunt you went on was for a rifle hunt, and yes,
rifle training.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah,
especially where you didn't have a lot of exposure.
I had just shot that rifle with you, literally 4 times before leaving, and so having a professional train you, the first time I shot the rifle, I was shaking and giggly and jittery, and I was like, oh my God, am I going to be able to even do this?
Yes.
And then my coach, Doug is his name, but he goes by Dog, just being like, this is the step and this is your step, and just following the steps. And if you missed a target, he says, why'd you miss? What'd you do wrong? He makes you go through all of it. Man, that was hardcore too, because he's like a military guy and I'm a big old baby. I'm like, is he yelling at me?
Well, what I think I love about that is, because my mind is in archery.
Yeah.
Every little thing you do, did I pull all the way back? Did I have my push arm forward? Was the bubble lined up? Or was my pin sighted in the right way?
Yeah.
And if even the slightest little variable in that's going to change where your arrow goes. And so having that, learning that, just being in the muscle memory of, so where you're just doing it.
Yes.
And then if you have to get a really bad shot, you're like, okay, let me rethink about what went wrong.
Yes.
Instead of putting all of your focus in all the steps. When you're learning how to shoot a rifle, it has to have the same sort of mentality.
Totally. And could you imagine if somebody you knew was talking to you like that? You'd be like, shut the fuck up. Break it up.
So having a neutral person who's
yes.
obviously, what a amazing
Navy
gentlemen,
SEAL.
Navy
Yeah.
SEAL to learn from.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then how many boxes of ammo we went through
How many did you
was
go
all,
through?
I can't remember if it was 4 or 6, but it was like an ungodly amount. We
So
were
like-
just like shoot.
Like 500 rounds? More than that. And that
Still
was,
have a magazine.
yeah.
So I feel comfortable around a gun now. And I didn't, it's like that weird, scary thing, like, oh, people with guns. And it's like, oh, I can, and you know about guns. So,
Yes.
yeah, but not me.
I mean-
46 and a half. And
They're loud. They take a toll on your body because of all the force that's leaving them. It's not like shooting an arrow. So, I mean, whenever I shoot a gun, I always have that trigger anticipation where I know it's gonna scare me. It does every time because it's so loud. But I think that's probably why he was the way he was with you.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, don't think about it. Just
Uh-huh.
think about your pulling your trigger and just your breath. And I actually don't even really know how to shoot a rifle.
oh my God, I'm so excited
No.
for
Like,
you.
I mean, I
Yeah,
can shoot him,
yeah.
but I'm just like doing it. And I
think we need to go out. I haven't practiced. So
it's kind of the down season for hunting. You're in between when you're tagged, when you can apply for tags. You're in between, obviously, the hunting seasons. And so for us, we're just getting out there and doing our league nights. Turkey season's in March.
I know.
And just a few weeks away.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my God, at the sheep show, we met Brian, who is going to take us archery turkey hunting. So I can't wait to do that and talk about it.
He's going to teach us how to do it.
Yeah, we're
On
so
this land.
so God. If anyone has like a sheep show type of event near them or wants to come to Reno, Nevada each year, it's worth it. It's so cool. I did not know that hunts would come out of it and like new friendships.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to reach out and figure out what's going on or just ask us questions, we do have an Instagram page
Oh yeah.
that you can go to. It's Awakening Wild Hearts, but yeah, just you can search us that way. Message us and we'll try to help answer questions. Or if
Yeah.
you just want to have somebody to talk to, we're here for you.
Yeah.
We're here for each other.
I love you.
I love you too, Emily.
And I really hope that this is helpful for women and just all like women and men, but just inspiring and giving you encouragement to do it, to go do it.
I'm going to encourage all of you women to apply for that program this year.
Yeah.
Even if you don't even know, like just if you're thinking you might, get online and apply.
And apply again. If
And
you
keep
don't get
going.
it the first time, which I didn't, apply again. And guess what? I applied twice. There was another woman who had applied 3 times and another woman who applied 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah, so don't give up.
Yes. I mean, they probably get some amazing applicants every year.
Yeah, they get
And
more and
so-
more every year.
But good.
So probably the most amazing this year.
Yes.
Duh.
I mean, our friend April. April is the one.
April was original.
Yes.
So April lives in Reno. We love her. And then Caitlin, I think, was 3 years later.
Mhm.
We met her through the Women Hunt program as well. And they're just awesome ladies. Yeah.
So anyway, till next time, get out there, start practicing whatever your weapon of choice is.
Yeah.
Put yourself out there, learning. Go
Introduce yourself to people.
go to your Departments of Wildlife state pages and start learning about the species and kind of like start doing your research about where you want to put your tags in, because that matters. You gotta kind of want to know where you're drawing, what you're drawing for.
Yes.
And they go into what the actual numbers are and everything. So
It's the best thing ever.
it is. All right.
Okay.
Until next time.